Marathon. I'm in about the 24th mile about now. Got about another month to go.
But you were on the road with Grateful Dead earlier. And what's so interesting is that you did something completely different, that you did this sort of improvisational thing. What was that experience
But with
like?
the Dead? You mean the improvisational thing?
With the Dead.
Well, it was something that was very easy for me to do. My background is in jazz music and also folk music. And those are the two types of music that they're most influenced by, I think. So I was really at home just freewheeling it, just improvising, just being very spontaneous with those guys. Also, you got to realize, I used to play in my older brother's Grateful Dead cover bands, 20 years ago. We used to play fraternity parties, grain alcohol parties for college kids, just wild frat parties, playing Dead music and Allman Brothers music and music by the band. Mostly Dead, though. So I knew a lot of the songs going in. It was just a great time. I had a good time playing with them. We played here in Canada only once in Hamilton, Cops Coliseum, a couple of days, as far north as we got.
When people do these kinds of experimental experiences, just jamming around, sometimes songs come out of it, and I wonder if anything actually gelled with them. Well,
no, I never wrote a song with them. But I think it definitely influenced my latest record. I couldn't help but you can't help but be influenced by something you spend that much time intimately involved with. I was with them for about 20 months and played about 100 shows with them. Still play with them now and then.
20 months?
Yeah, I played with them for...
Oh, I didn't realize it was that long.
Yeah, I played over 100 shows with them. And so I got to know the territory pretty well. And like I say, I still play with him now and then, play with him a few months ago.
Well, Jerry Garcia played on your album.
Yeah, he played on the last two, actually. Yeah. He played on the third one, Night in the Town, and this one, Harbor Lights. Garcia and I just really like playing together. We've always had a good time. It's always been a real kindred spirit, a real bond there. I think you can tell if you ever saw us play together, always have a good time. So I still play with them. Just got to a point where I wanted to get back to my own focus on my own music. I was doing so much for other people, not just the Dead, lots of other records, and came to the point where I went, wait a minute, what happened to me? It's time to get back to my thing. Also, I had twin boys. My wife and I had twin baby boys. They don't look much like Holly Hunter, but they look more like me. But anyway, wanted to be home more, didn't want to be the absentee father. That said, I was just saying we've been out on the road a lot this year.
Well, on this latest album, which you recorded at home, I understand, you had Pat Metheny, and you also had Branford Marsalis playing with it. And I heard a story about you had hung with them for a little while just to see if you guys could work together and what you want to do. And then you realized, I am not good enough for these guys. I have to get back to work and get my chops back together.
Well, something sort of like what you're saying. These guys were friends of mine before. It wasn't like we got together to see how it would work. We knew it would work. I'd played with Branford lots of times. We did a song for the Olympics last year. We did some music for Spike Lee together a couple of years ago. We played the national anthem for the NBA All-Star game a couple of years ago. Lots and lots of projects we've done together. So that, we knew that it was going to work musically with Pat and Branford. But for me, it was definitely a situation where, there aren't enough hours in the day to do everything I want to do, to write songs well, to play well, to sing, the whole thing. So the playing kind of slides. It was sliding until these guys came. And after Metheny left especially, I went, I'm going to be the dog on my own record. Because it's really a player's record. There's lots of jamming, lots of soloing, lots of stretching out on this record, lots of areas for people to express themselves instrumentally. These guys played so great, I had to get into the woodshed, as we say, and do some serious shedding to get my playing back to where it had been once before I got really immersed in songwriting. My focus switched about maybe 12 years ago. It's more into playing, more into the jazz thing, but I got into songwriting, left the playing behind a little bit. It was always there. I just sort of was riding on what I had before. But after these guys came, I had to step up to the plate and jack up my playing to another level. Otherwise, I'd have sounded like hell next to these guys.
But when I talked to you about 4 months ago, when you came in last time, we talked about books.
Yes.
And you mentioned Lee Smith and the Oral History, a book called Oral History, which I read.
Yeah.
I read and I really enjoyed it. And it's sort of looking at the hillbillies, I guess. Is that a good way of describing
Well,
it?
that's a very coarse way of saying it, actually. Yeah, looking at the mountain culture, the culture of Appalachia. That's really where it's coming from, the Southwest Virginia coal mining country, which where she's from. I guess it's sometimes referred to as that, as what you're saying. But
the reason why I bring it up is that I remember talking to you at that time, and you said the reason why you chose that book was because you're very influenced by your surroundings, much like this author was. And I wonder,
yes,
on this Harbor Lights album, your latest album, tell me what's Richmond, Virginia in it. Tell me what's
well, Williamsburg, Virginia, where I'm from, which is close to Richmond.
Tell me what is home on this record, when people listen to it.
Well, the stories. Talk of the Town, for instance, a song I think I might have played here before. It's a song about an interracial love affair, the first interracial romance that I knew of in my hometown, and all the disapproval and consternation that surrounded the situation. These are all stories locally inspired, but hopefully universal in their scope, in the sense that, sure, I write them about something that I know of from my experience growing up there, but hopefully they're not so localized that someone else that you couldn't relate to them, because to me that's not, I want them to be more universal in their in the scope. So they're all just about all story songs coming from my hometown, but hopefully these are stories that could have happened lots of places.
So the song that you're going to play now is called?
This song is called Rainbow's Cadillac. It's a song inspired by an old Bill Monroe bluegrass song, although it's a swing tune, so it's got a little bit of jazz in it. Sort of comes from a lot of different places. It's about a playground basketball legend. I know basketball is not incredibly popular in Canada, but with the coming of the NBA, I think that's going to change. It's a song, Bonnie Raitt's on the record, and one of your favorites, John Bigham from Fishbone.
Oh, that's so cool. Now, how did you hook up with him?
Well, my drummer, John Molo, has been playing with me for years, in the Range, before that, now. He was in a band named Liquid Jesus, okay? They had a record on MCA a couple years ago. I played on the record. Sort of a hard rock group. They did a tour of Europe opening for Fishbone, and so Molo, my drummer, got to know this guy Bigham real well. So there's a lot more of a funk thing on this record than I've had before. So I needed a guy who could play some real good sort of groove-oriented rhythmic guitar.
Chunk funk.
Yeah, I needed that sort of thing. And Molo knew this guy. He said, well, this guy would be good for us. Let's see if we can call him. So he came to Virginia like everyone else did and played on this song, among others.
Great.
Town with a strong pull, with the flashes and moves for the worshipful. Well, the shoulder moves from side to side, it'll go over your head and dot your eyes. Well, every night about 9:45 from the middle of June till the sun was in, people would gather from miles around to see the mighty rainbow knock 'em down. Well, knock 'em down. Well, he pulled up from around the back. The folks say there's a rainbow's Cadillac. Well, fancy shirts and shorts are plaid. Well, a quarter more coats of head. Hey, well, every night about 9:45 from the middle of June to the summer's end, people would gather from miles around to see the mighty rainbow knock 'em down. Plate every night, it would dominate. I jump to the top and pick off a dime, throw it down at the proper time. Well, every night about 9:45 from the middle of June till the sun was in, people would gather from miles around to see the mighty rainbow knock 'em down.
memorable collaborations that I know of your work is the one you did with Don Henley.
Right. I knew that's what you were going to say. That's why I was ready with the song.
Are you going to work with him again?
Well, who knows? It's up to him. I never call these people, you know, the people who you see me working with on various records, Robbie Robertson on his last record, or Don, or The Dead, or Bonnie, whoever it was, I never call them. Well, though I gotta say, in one case that was different with Robbie Robertson, I did call him. So I had a song that I thought that he would be interested in, and that worked out very well on his last record, Storyville. We went to New Orleans and recorded with the Meters, the great R&B band, Robbie and I together. So that was great fun. Did Saturday Night Live together also. But generally, other than that one very notable incident, it's always been people calling me. So if Don calls, hey, I would do it again. I mean, I think it worked well before. I would probably try to do something that didn't sound quite so much like me. You know,
oh, that's interesting.
The song was very much sort of out of a certain style that I'm known for. There are lots of other things that we do, like this song, Rainbow's Cadillac, that aren't sort of out of the standard mode that people know. But on the radio, those were always the songs that got the attention, the sort of the prettier songs that we do. So to the person that doesn't know a lot about what we do, that's the sound they know if they don't really delve into it. So I'd probably try to steer it away from that, but he probably would too. We've done that once, do something else again. So who knows? It'd be great if we did, but he's gradually getting into the studio. He's been dealing with this Walden Woods situation.
Are you involved in that at all?
I haven't really been involved in it, no. No, I haven't really been involved in it. I saw Don just about a month and a half ago. He came to our show in L.A., stood on the side of the stage and heckled me as I played. So it's a good time.
That's great. Well, you got a good heckler there, boy.
Good heckler.
When you see him next, say Erica Says Hi. And your show tonight has changed venues. So for people who have tickets for Bruce Hornsby's show tonight, it's no longer at Massey Hall. It's at Danforth Music Hall, and the box office opens at 6 o'clock, and you can stage your tickets there. Okay.
See you there.
Right.
All right.
Thank you so much. And we're going to play, which video we're going to play? We're going to play...
Fields of Grey or Talk of the Town?
No, Fields of Grey we're going to play.
That's fine. Fields of Grey, it's got my kids in it.
Does it?
Yeah, we become stage parents, my wife and I, forcing our children on TV.
And what about who directed the video?
A guy named Mike Patterson. Done a bunch of things for us before, most notably a song called Across the River, which had Garcia on guitar. He's done a bunch of things for Sting and Donald Fagen. He's a great guy. Probably, other than Spike Lee, he's probably the most enjoyable guy that I like working with for videos.
Thank you so much. Anytime you're in town, please drop by.
It's a good piano. I would do it again.
Okay.
All right.
Bruce Hornsby, how much? Good piano.
Still, well, before I go to sleep, I come by, oh, just to look at you. In the dim light, I say, but in my own small way, I will try help you through. There'll be blue skies falling, there'll be sad scenes and bad dreams, in a world so uncertain. Through the clouds it's hard to see. I will grab you and lift you as you hold on tight and sway. We'll go walking, walk across the fields of gray. There's a place I can go when the world gets me down. Oh, and nothing goes quite right, it seems. As I look there, I know fortune smiles on me so. But who knows? no one knows about tomorrow. There'll be blue skies falling, there'll be good scenes and bad dreams. Oh, in a world so uncertain, through the clouds it's hard to see. I will grab you and lift you as you hold on tight and sway. We'll go walking, walk across the fields of gray. When I was younger, I saw things in black and white. Now all I see is a sad, hazy gray. Sometimes I see a narrow flash of light. Sometimes